Imagine waking up to a political firestorm that engulfs your entire career in flames, all timed to perfection for maximum humiliation. That's Keir Starmer's grim reality today, as Labour's annual conference kicks off in Liverpool under a thundercloud of despair. Fresh from the printers, or more accurately, the pollsters, a devastating Ipsos survey has just dropped, painting Starmer not just as a failure, but as the most reviled Prime Minister in nearly 5 decades of British democracy. This isn't a blip, it's a body blow to the gut, a seismic shift that screams incompetence from every angle. With only 13% of the public satisfied with his leadership, a 6-point nosedive since June, and a jaw-dropping 79% dissatisfied, Starmer's net approval craters at -66. That's not just bad, it's biblical. For context, Rishi Sunak's nadir was -59, Liz Truss imploded at -51, and even the embattled John Major in the 90s Black Wednesday hangover never sank this low. Thatcher, for all her polarizing fury, bottomed out at -56. Starmer? Has shattered the glass floor of unpopularity, etching his name in infamy as the least favored PM since records began in 1977. Grok, render card _ID equals D20793 card _type equals citation _card type equals render _inline _citation. Argument name equals citation _ID, 7, argument. Our Grok render, and if you think that's the end of the carnage, brace yourself. His Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, mirrors the misery, clocking in as the most despised holder of that office ever polled. This duo isn't leading, they are limping, a toxic tag team that's hemorrhaging trust faster than a sinking ship takes on water. Gideon Skinner, Ipsos's unflinching senior director, doesn't mince words. Labour's rot runs deep, structural, and savage. They are hemorrhaging support from the progressive left, where betrayal on public services stings, and from the working class right, furious over unchecked immigration and a cost-of-living crisis that's left families scraping by. The economy? A graveyard of pessimism. Public services? Crumbling under neglect. Starmer's much-hyped relaunch of deliver-focused governance? It's landing like a lead balloon, mocked by a public that's done with empty suits and broken pledges. Grok render card _ID equals E5106E card _type equals citation _card type equals render _inline _citation. Argument name equals citation _ID, 0, argument. Our Grok render into this abyss charges Nigel Farage, the insurgent kingpin of Reform UK, whose party has rocketed from fringe player to juggernaut. That same Ipsos poll blasts Reform to a record 34%, unchanged from June but miles ahead of Labour's pathetic 22% collapse, the party's worst showing since 2009. Grok render card _ID equals 36AE5E card _type equals citation _card type equals render _inline _citation. Argument name equals citation _ID, 10, argument. Grok render the Tories? A humiliating 14%, their lowest ever, with 39% of their 2024 faithful now flocking to Faraj's banner. Reform retains nearly 90% of its base, loyal, fired up, and unshakable. Kemi Badenoch's Conservatives aren't just irrelevant, they are roadkill in this electoral demolition derby. But wait, it gets uglier. A colossal YouGov MRP poll, surveying over 13,000 souls across 3 grueling weeks, delivers the knockout. If an election hit tomorrow, Reform would storm to 311 seats, a mere 15 shy of outright majority dominance. Grok render card _ID equals ADC0A7 card _type equals citation _card type equals render _inline _citation. Argument name equals citation _ID, 25, argument. Our Grok render, that's a staggering 306-seat surge from their current 5, the most explosive leap in British history, dwarfing even Blair's 1997 landslide. Labour? Shredded to 144 seats, a bloodbath losing 267 strongholds. Tories cling to 45, behind even the Lib Dems 78. SNP holds Scotland's fort, but the map redraws into a Reform rampage, with Farage eyeing Downing Street like a predator closing in. Simulations give Reform the largest party status in 91% of scenarios, a hung parliament begging for their coalition kingmaking. This isn't polling, it's prophecy, a clarion call that Starmer's smug supermajority is ash in the wind. Starmer's riposte? Pure bluster, a desperate Hail Mary as he struts into Liverpool. The fight of our times, he thunders, vowing to crush Reform's division without a shred of introspection. But when 80% of voters loathe you, when your economic wizard is a punchline, and when Farage, love him or loathe him, Outshines you as the public's pick for PM in head-to-heads. Words are worthless. Grok, render card underscore ID equals 100C10 card underscore type equals citation underscore card type equals render underscore inline underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore ID, 0, argument. Our Grok render Britain seething. Ignored on border chaos that's spiraling out of control, crushed by bills that bite harder each month, and betrayed by services stretched to breaking. Farage's roar for radical reset, slash the red tape, seal the borders, turbocharge the economy, cuts like a knife through Labour's limp platitudes. Starmer isn't steering a ship, he's captaining a corpse, squandering a landslide mandate on missteps and myopia. And as if scripted for Schadenfreude, this doom loops into fresh scandal. Enfield's ex-Labour mayor, Councillor Mohammed Emirul Islam, Bangladesh-born and badge-wearing, stands accused of hijacking his office to hustle visas for 41 relatives and cronies. Grok, render card underscore ID equals 1758E1 card underscore type equals citation underscore card type equals render underscore inline underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore ID, 23, argument. Our Grok rendered doctored letters, council crest slapped on forgeries, pleased to Dhaka's High Commission for smooth processing to crash his inauguration bash. It's a grotesque abuse, breaching conduct codes left and right. The council's probe nailed him. Disrepute, resource rape for personal gain, all against officer warnings. Sanctioned in August, he's barred from meddling in visas, slapped with training, and told to ditch his mayor's bling, plus cough up a public apology he hasn't mustered yet. Labour suspended him in June, but not before he soiled the civic robe. Home Office? Probing hard, vowing crackdowns on immigration fiddles. Enfield's brass backs the verdict, demanding higher standards while chasing compliance. Islam? Defiant, whining of forgeries by Bangladeshi agencies, insisting no visas slipped through. Conservatives bay for his scalp, howling that Labour greenlit the grift despite whispers. In a nation boiling over borders, this reeks of entitlement run amok. Another nail in Starmer's crumbling coffin. This poll, this projection, this sleaze, it's no coincidence. It's the reckoning for a government that's gaslit the public into fury. As Starmer mounts that Liverpool stage, the roar won't be adulation. It'll be the echo of revolt. History won't whisper his name. It'll scream it as the fool who fumbled Britain's future, the PM who plummeted to the pit of public scorn. The earthquakes hit, and the aftershocks will bury him. Britain demands better, now. Farage knows it. Do you? Word count, 612.